Welcome to the Faster, Easier, Better show with your hosts Lee Silber and Ellen Goodwin.
Welcome to another episode of the Faster, Easier, Better show. I'm your co-host Ellen Goodwin, along with my co-host
Lee Silber.
Hey Lee.
The reader.
The reader.
That's how I want to be known. I want to be known as the reader. They always say the smartest people read books, lots and lots of books.
Why, thank you. Yes, I do.
Exactly. I used to. I'm not smart anymore.
What
happened to me? And I think a lot of people are in the same boat. You know, we used to read a book a week, a book a month, a book a year. What happened?
Well, you know what happened is digital distractions started happening. You know, it's so much more fulfilling it's so much more fulfilling to just jump on social media and get this whole quick dopamine fix than it is to sit and read 10 pages in a book. So there you have it. Okay, end of episode.
No, actually, you're onto something there, because what I have started to, well, first of all, I have realized that even though I think for a lot of people having their books on their phone in digital format means you could read wherever you are. You got, I found 10 minutes and I can sit and read.
Yeah.
And it's efficient. That is efficient. I get that.
Oh, yeah.
And your book's always with you. Not just your book, but not one book, but many, many books.
Yeah, yeah.
It never worked for me. And I'm going to admit it. I do not like to read a book in Kindle form or whatever you want to call it. I just start and stop. I just don't like it. So for my little snippets of reading, I leave the book on my desk. So when I want a break, I just sit and read for a little while. And I'm not finishing the book in one sitting, but I'm getting lots of little, and I love books that have short chapters that you can get that sense of completion, because that is a big thing, where you make it through a whole chapter and okay, good. Now I can get back to work. So I'm a physical book reader. It is who I am. I can't change it. I don't like digital books. And there's a lot of books I've realized that I just don't like. Can I not just get into this book? It's not me. It's the author. And I say that as an author because I'm just like, this book stinks. I'm sorry. And I'm not going to waste any more time on it. I've let go of a lot of books that, all right, hey, everyone says this is great. I remember the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I'm like, I don't get it. But because everyone else didn't want to seem like didn't get it either,
right.
Everyone's like, it's great. And then kind of perpetuated itself that you must read this book. It had some good, I remember Sharpening the Saw. There was some, but I didn't love it. I didn't feel like it was the book of the year. And I'm just letting go of things that just aren't resonating with me and picking the best of the best books to read. Yours is one of them.
Thank you. But I agree with you. There's no point. I mean, let's talk about being inefficient, slogging through a book that you don't love. That's, and unless you're in school and you're being forced to read Moby Dick, you're an adult now. Chances are you can pretty much put the book down and you've got no repercussions whatsoever. And find something you do like. And I think...
go ahead.
Oh,
I just want to add to your thing is that sometimes books that are relevant, meaning I can use it.
Yeah.
It's something I need right now. I might not have liked the book 2 years ago, but now, because this show appeared 2 years ago, that book that the 2 years ago but now I'm reading something that's relevant, whether it relates to something on the news, and we never talk about politics, but you know what I mean? Like, I want to know more about the history of this country.
Yeah, sure.
We're making history, so I want to see what other inflection points happened in the past.
Exactly, and then to your point about that there's something in a book that you need. There are all sorts of services where they will send you summaries of books, and and talk about being efficient. You've got someone else that's reading the book and picking out the relevant points, and then here you get this little synopsis, and maybe it's 20 pages versus 250, and you get the important stuff and you've saved a lot of time. And if that works for you, then that's a thing to do. You shouldn't feel like you have to go through all 250 pages. And I say that as an author.
Yeah. And I'm in a sort of a book club where a buddy of mine, we have a similar interest, similar values, whatever. So I read a book and I will highlight the best parts and then I'll kind of transpose it into like a couple pages.
Yeah.
That helps me to absorb the book deeper and better. And so he sent me a book about the power of being broke or something like that. I'm like, why are you sending me this book by a guy from Shark Tank? It was great. And so I said, well, these are really the keys to this book. I sent it to him, and he did the same for me. And we started that pattern of, I read 2 pages and I get the whole gist of it. And that's been very helpful for me because, and I have he's expecting my review. So I have the accountability of having to read, review, and then put it into a short form.
And if I'm reading usually nonfiction books, I always have a notebook with me, and I'll either highlight or write down the pertinent points in my notebook, or I'll do both. But I love being able to pull my book notebook up and go, oh, this book. And I can go through and it's like, oh, page 47 said this. And if I wrote it down, it obviously spoke to me in some sorts of way. So I can just go through my notebook and there's the information I need.
Einstein used to put money in the books as a bookmark. Nice. He would lose the book. But I take a piece of paper and fold it in half and use it as a bookmark. And that's also where I write my notes. So it's always with the book and then as a bookmark. So
I love that. So books, they can be super inefficient, or you can work around it and make them super efficient for you. So like everything else we talk about, experiment, find out what works for you. Read a book this week, this month, this year. But always remember to come back to the Faster, Easier, Better show. Subscribe, like, and review, and we'll be back again next week.